What's your story?
We're Monster Force Zero. We're a ragtag team of outcasts, tech nerds, and sci-fi geeks scouring the globe, hunting down depraved terrorist groups and malevolent cabals that are secretly backed by diabolical alien forces.
You obviously have no idea what you've gotten yourself into.
Who wants to go first?
You'll find what you're looking for out there.
This feels incredible.
Sit down! Like you guys might like this.
We got a possible threat.
We're not gonna let you destroy our planet.
Hey, nothing much. How are you?
I'm doing good.
I love your background, man.
Oh, thanks a lot. Thanks for joining me, man.
Yeah, let me switch it up. I wasn't sure what to expect, so I'll throw those guys.
Oh, that's
Boom,
cool.
There they are.
That's awesome. Way to go.
Yeah.
So what's going on? Where are you at? I'm in Vegas.
Oh, you're in Vegas. I'm in Denver, actually.
Oh, not so bad.
Yeah. Well, we're actually coming out there in November just to take a little mini vacation and drive to Palm Springs.
We love to have you. Are you from Denver or Colorado or?
Yeah. I was born in Fort Carson, Colorado.
My whole family's from Grand Junction.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah,
Except me. I'm the Vegas.
Yeah.
I was born here, but
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
else, I spent many summers as a kid in Grand Junction. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, well, unfortunately, they're having the fire up there. So.
Oh yeah. There's fires everywhere. It's awful.
Oh no, it's everything. The world's burning, unfortunately.
Well, meanwhile, we're stuck at home and need some movies to watch. Why not
Yeah.
Monster Force Zero, right?
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, thanks so much for taking the time to watch it. And,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
of course, speak with me about it.
Well, I went to film school, and when I grew up in the '80s, we made Super 8 films, and video was just starting. And this movie, I'm telling you, this has, we know what it is, right?
Oh, totally. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, one of these, it's going to gain cult status and all that, but you can just see the passion and love you put into this. It's just, you can just see the details and all that, regardless. And we did the same thing. We made shotguns out of old plastic paper towel tubes, and I just love when you have to use the necessity to get your film made. And as a filmmaker, I totally understand that. But how long was this movie in the works?
2016, end of 2016, we had, I think, a second draft written up. I think we're working on the third. And then we started to shoot in February of 2017. And then we filmed through about July, August, on weekends, some nights.
Yeah. This was weeks and months that you would say get together, we're shooting something, and absolutely.
Yeah, and then we got Garrett Wong involved. I think in 2018, end of 2018, maybe.
Well, this movie is such guerrilla filmmaking. Give me I'm sure you have many examples, but give me an example where you're on set or you're shooting a scene for the night and something went completely wrong. We can't shoot here anymore, or something you had to think on your feet. And I'm sure there's plenty of examples, but what's your favorite?
I think the favorite one was we had a really awesome location called the Gold Room in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And the Gold Room is this old utility building. It's like this Art Deco building built in like the 20s or something. And so we shot the club scene, or I shouldn't say the club scene, but the after party scene, the big rave, cosplay rave party in there, and a number of other scenes. But we pumped that room so full of fog that we set off the smoke alarms, and the fire department came. We had to shut down production. They made all of us go outside.
I think that was the scene where they were in one of the closets and they came through to the club.
Yeah, exactly. There was a lot of fog.
Right, and when you came through that regular door, the door on the switch was one of those kind of school doors, with the bar you push on. So,
when they were in are you talking about the escape room?
Yeah. I just love the continuity in there. It went from a regular door, then
totally. Yeah.
That was fun. Was this movie set in the 80s? Because at Calvin's Booth, you had that old Mac and the music sounded very 80s, or is it just set anywhere? Or what's the time frame on this?
Yeah. Good question. I think they're just nostalgia junkies.
It felt 80s.
Yeah,
80s, you know, so.
We definitely wanted it to have that vibe for sure. I mean, a lot of it was the limitations, and of course, just the type of story. It just felt like an 80s kind of throwback film. But we don't really speak on the year, but it's definitely roughly around our time. So.
Did you really shoot at a comic show, or I can't believe you staged something that elaborate? Or...
Yeah, no, we did. We shot at a pop culture con called Galaxy Fest in Colorado Springs. Unfortunately, they haven't. I think they kind of closed up shop, but they're still online on Facebook. They have a group page, and they still hold like virtual contests and things like that.
Were you one of the kind of filmmaker where it's like, okay, just walk in there and I'll grab the camera and we'll shoot? Or did you?
We got permission.
Oh, you did? Okay. Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was more romantic than that. You know,
yeah, I know. Well, that being said, I mean, we kind of surprised everybody that was there. That was not part of the festival as far as like behind the scenes. So yeah, we're just like, we're going to shoot in front of your booth. Sorry. Like, if you don't mind, and they're like, yeah, sure. No problem. You know? So everyone was super cool there, but it was still run and gun. We couldn't shoot towards where the celebrity booths were. We had to be careful of that. And I don't know. It was a fun experience.
It was definitely Galaxy Quest was an influence, I'm guessing, because that's what I felt, you know.
Oh yeah.
Cosplay to save the day, you know, save the world from destruction, you know, and these aliens or whoever, you know, they mistaken them for real, give them superpowers. I love the Destroyers of Destruction. The main guy from that, he reminded me of Flash Gordon. Was that intentional? You know, the blonde hair. Did I get it right?
Yeah. He bleached his hair after I was like, yeah, he's kind of like this wannabe Flash Gordon kind of guy. And yeah, Heath Honey, he went in and just owned the character and. Yeah, bleached his hair blonde.
He was a method actor. You're saying.
Oh yeah, most everybody really kind of dove into their characters and kind of went the extra mile, which is awesome.
Well, speaking of an extra mile with a character, Boots is my favorite character in the movie, and I'm sure that actor went through hell being in that costume all the time. Just poor guy. Did you give him like an extra special gift card at the end of the shoot or something? Or?
Oh man.
Who was that? No, we did.
Credit. Yeah. Shale LePage. I've known Shale for a very long time. Shale's been in a lot of stuff I've worked on. He's like in everybody's project in Colorado. A friend of ours calls him the Samuel L. Jackson of Colorado because he's in everything. And so he threw together the costume. He found a guy in Boulder that sculpted Yeti's mask. And he just kind of went out and got the things that kind of put together. Yeti's satchel actually has, you have to look for it, but actually has a little Chewbacca figurine in there. So that's Yeti Boots' idol is Chewbacca. So, he kind of took it
He
pretty
really
hard.
conveyed a lot of emotion in his character through not speaking at all. I was really surprised how funny he was, and he really milked every scene he had, and it worked. It really did. So I think he was everybody's favorite. When it comes to spending your budget on this, was the flying robot, that host, that seemed like, was that a big part of your budget? Because it looked like a complicated animation.
So Shale LePage actually built the robot. The robot was probably, I would say, about 3.5 feet tall. Dome head, a little thing inside it would light up with voice activated. You know, when you talk, it would light up. And it's just like these cardboard or these tubes that you kind of cut up these cardboard tubes and spray painted it and kind of took a Bob Barker Price is Right approach. I mean, that was, Shale kind of took it. I was like, he's like a cooler version of the Lost in Space robot. I'm trying to remember the name of that robot, but the classic from the classic series. Yeah.
It reminded me more of a Tom Servo from Mystery Science Theater 3000.
There's a little bit of that. Yeah, right. For sure.
Well, most of your film, or I saw a big part of your film, was shot in a hotel ballroom. Is that right? It looked like a ballroom or a meeting hall. How did you work with that space and with the hotel? Any trouble with that?
So I back in the day, I used to work at the Cheyenne Mountain Resort, Colorado Springs, and I'm not trying to plug them in any way, by the way, but a guy that
Go
works
right ahead.
there.
You can plug them. Yeah. Right.
Oh no, Cheyenne Mountain Resort's a beautiful place, by the way. So, but it was not. We didn't film there, but it was a guy that worked there who became the general manager at the Antlers Hotel in downtown Colorado Springs, which is where we filmed. And the Antlers is a very historical hotel. It goes all the way back to the mid 1800s. It's burnt down twice. It has a 13th floor. It literally has a 13th floor, which is odd for some hotels to have.
Very creepy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd stay on that floor. If I was there, I'd stay on that floor.
Oh, you totally should. And there's some history. There's some things that have gone down at that place. It was just the Galaxy Fest took place there. So it made sense for us to try to milk as much as we can there. So we were able to shoot a festival there. When the con was done, we were able to go in there and actually film after hours when they were breaking everything down. The elevator was shot there, the elevator scene, the 13th floor itself, we shot on the actual 13th floor when she's banging on the door, when Amel Rama's banging on the door to let him in.
So this was a great resource for the film. That's awesome.
Very much. Yeah.
Well,
Can't
one
thank
thing
them enough.
what's really bizarre about your movie, you have a lot of furries in your movie. I mean,
yeah.
I have a friend who's into that, and I'm just like, it's a whole foreign thing to me. But you had one as a main character, which was cool. Then also in the disco, not disco, but just in the rave scene, and show my age, right? Disco. The rave scene, you had a lot of furries in there. So is there a furry group you recruited, or were they from the convention, or what?
Yeah, so Mike Pacito, who wrote the script and is the executive producer, he just loved the idea of a furry kind of being the white rabbit in the story, because that's kind of part of the game. You have to find the furry, track the furry, and the furry leads you to the the prize. And so he just loved the idea of the furries, because at the Galaxy Fest Pop Culture Con, furries, that's part of it. There's furries that would show up there, and they're part of that. And so we managed to find a few on the con floor to kind of ask for if they'd want to be in it. And one of the furries was like, I have a group. I have everybody you need. And so and so they were into it, but I've always wanted a furry dance number. I just thought it'd be really cool to have a furry dance number, which actually sounds weird to say out loud. And so a burlesque performer named Champagne Sugar Nova, who's also in the film, she has a small little part in the beginning. She's like a burlesque alien with the blacked out eyes.
Right.
She kind of made a big dance number for them, and we put it together to the song, and we shot 4 takes of them dancing, and it's only a little bit in the beginning of the con scene, or the after party scene. But I just thought it'd be awesome.
Never seen that in a movie before. And I guess Garrett Lang's cameo, he lives in Las Vegas, by the way. And
does he?
Yeah. So tell me how you recruited him, and what was his reaction to the script, and I guess a one-day shoot or a couple hours, Yeah.
We got him for a solid maybe 2 hours ish. So we wanted somebody sci-fi, and of course the sci-fi expert, right? To kind of lead us through this journey, which is, for those, I don't think I'm spoiling it. He just kind of like recaps where we are in the story in a way, if you want to call it that. He was an MC for Galaxy Fest for 2 years in a row, I think. And so the second year we went back to do some pickup shots, and he was there. And I think it was Shale, kind of like, we sent him an email, and Shale was like, hey man, I'm part of this film. I think we sent you an email as Yeti Boot. And then we kind of got his attention, and then he responded, and then he was like, yeah, I'm totally down. We sent him.
He's the nicest guy. I've interviewed him.
Yeah, he's just really cool. Super cool guy, man. And then he hung out after we filmed his bit, and we did some little interviews with him and asked some questions. I had a moment. He let me geek out just for a moment about some of my favorite Voyager episodes. And
as you should.
Yeah. And then he totally. Yeah.
The main convention is here at the Rio. They have every year. Everything is here. So I
haven't been there. I haven't been to the Trek convention. I really want to go. So I'll make that a point. Yeah, because of COVID, there's all these things now. I'm just like, man, I wish I did this. I wish I did that. Like, you know, I'm hoping.
I missed WonderCon this year. I missed Comic-Con this year. I missed so many conventions, you know, but hopefully 2020 we'll get back and we'll come out and visit us in Las Vegas, you know, for at least for Star Trek next year, you know.
Yeah, and, I'm going to.
Awesome, man. Well, Nathan, congratulations on your film, and I just think your passion and all your friends that put something like this together. I mean, this is where all great things start, you know, getting your teeth cut on a film like this and learning your craft. And I'm sure it's going to get to a cult status, you know, because
that'd be great.
It's out there, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But, well, tell Boots I said hi, and good luck with the film.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.